Hello and welcome to another episode of the Regulation Podcast. This is number 48. My name is Geoff Ramsey. With me, as always, Andrew, Gavin, Nick, and Eric. They're just first names.
Hello.
Hello.
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I just have a question for someone who speaks coffee.
Okay.
So I just had a little quick espresso, right? Put it in a mug.
Yeah,
And I was going to make it an Americano. I was going to put hot water in it. Ran out of water, so I just put a bit of milk on top of the espresso shot and microwaved it. What have I made?
Milk and espresso together? Is that like a
Flat white?
a latte?
Cortado or latte?
No. It's like a latte technically, isn't it? Because you've just used. Well, was the milk? I guess you microwaved it. You made the milk
was
hot.
just like a splash of milk, though.
And it wasn't foam, right?
No.
Yeah. Then it would be a latte because isn't a macchiato like milk foam or something?
That's Henry Hill's favorite drink, caramel macchiato. Gavin,
Hello.
did I hear correctly when you said earlier you ran out of water?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck, dude! I didn't even clock that. Geoff, congratulations. That was great. That's a good catch.
Wow.
Now,
Yeah, no worries.
Now let's get him.
You don't
What happened?
you don't make water? Like filtered water?
Oh, I see what he's saying.
Brita?
Yeah.
So you had like a Brita filter and it was
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I've got like a tank on the kitchen counter.
Mine is in my fridge. It's like you just like get it out of the fridge. So I understand now.
See, I've got a fridge that came with the house. It's one of those like upmarket refrigerators, which means that it doesn't have any features.
Oh.
It's a piece of shit. It barely makes ice. It doesn't dispense any water. Yet somehow, probably twice the price of a nice Samsung that could do that and have a screen on it.
Here's what I think we should do. After you someday decide to sell your house and move on,
Yeah.
and you're emptying it out, I'm gonna go take a look at your fridge and I'm gonna show you where all that shit is that you just didn't notice for 20 years.
Oh, you think he just doesn't know it's there?
Did
It
you do
might.
that this week? Because I swear, I've like looked. I've looked in like the hinges,
is a very
the
fair
full
point.
panels.
It only works if you've already sold the fridge, unfortunately. If I tried to show it to you now, I wouldn't be able to find it.
Because I have to put water filters in it.
Interesting.
But I can't find where the water comes out. Yeah, for the ice. So my ice is supposedly nice and filtered, but why can't it just give me water?
It has to give you water if it's doing
You
filtering
constantly
ice.
have a glass full of ice just melting on the can.
Yeah, 6 hours. Oh boy.
I'm waiting so I can shove it into my espresso machine.
What temperature water do you want? Okay, you can have that at 215.
Oh.
My brain went to a different place, Geoff, when Gavin said water. I realized that's one of the most British sounding words he has. So I just wrote down British words water. And I'm going to be on the lookout for more British sounding words. See if we can get the most British sounding sentence from Gavin at some point in the future. Water that's a strong one for you.
Water.
Water.
What is the most American sounding word, Gavin?
Freedom.
Like,
Yeah,
Like,
I was trying to like quickly somehow post the eagle sound, but I couldn't get that together.
Yeah, it's not in the Discord save sound effects.
I was talking to some family member or someone married to a family member of yours at your wedding. We were talking about football. A British dude who was really excited to talk to somebody about American football. And his wife, who may or may not be related to you, I can't remember, came over and listened to us talk for about 45 seconds and then said, I haven't understood a single word either of you have said. It's just the most American sounding thing to me, but none of it makes sense and none of it's actual words. It's just American sounds, which I thought was weird.
As a kid, I had a friend who we used to like make pretend radio, and one of our features was American Word of the Week. And I don't remember any of them, but one of them was kerosene.
Kerosene.
Yeah.
That's an American sounding word.
It sounds well American.
Yeah, you sound American saying it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a water
I didn't think you
situation. Kerosene. So how many episodes did you and your friend?
Oh, of Hit Shit FM? It was, I think, 7 or 8 episodes.
Ah.
You don't have those saved anywhere, do you?
Oh, they might be on a tape, like a cassette in a...
Oh, you recorded them.
Yeah, it was...
Wow.
We couldn't actually get on the radio, so we had to record it.
Gavin, what do we have to do to get and listen to and play that?
An episode of Hit Shit FM?
Yeah, for regulation.
God. Oh, God. I think finding them will be a real issue.
Yeah.
Is that why you're so obsessed with storing stuff now? Because you lost Hit Shit FM and you can just, it's haunted you your whole life?
I like you keep bringing up this obsession that I store my files. That's not a weird thing.
You have drive after drive after drive of file. You don't need all those files. You don't need all of them.
But you're asking, you're like, if I'd saved Hit Shit FM, if I digitized it in 1997 or whatever it was,
Yeah,
we would have it right now, wouldn't we?
exactly. Which is why now you do that. That was my point. Because you didn't then.
I'm not going to take file advice from the guy who records something, uploads it, and deletes it.
Record something, uploads it, and deletes it.
Oh, the company went away. Okay, so where are your copies? Oh.
Oh, yeah, but the company went away.
The company could have chucked you a couple of like 8 terabyte drives and all of the stuff you've ever recorded for this podcast you would still have.
Don't need it, though. I don't think anyone needs that.
But we did need it. We did need it.
We did end up needing it. That's
Yes.
It would have been, yeah, it would have been easier.
true. But your ratio to what you have to what you've used, I'd argue, is way off.
I've not finished living yet. Who knows what I'll need later?
That's my point. Is I'm telling you, you're gonna get to the end. You know what your files are? It's like a big box of cables. You know, you've box cables that you've just like accumulated.
It's a box of labeled and searchable cables.
Oh, you have your cables are really organized? That does sound like you, actually, if you're saving all your storage.
Are you asking me if I've named my files?
I think he's saying that his files, in the analogy that you're using, are the cables, and he's very organized in the way he names his files, not actual physical cables, Andrew.
I'm talking physical cables. I'm saying that all
I'm
these...
going insane.
Physical cables, I've got a drawer. I've got a little set of drawers, and they've got different cables in them.
Yeah, but my point is that you accumulate all these cables, and then you never use like 80%.
You are having a laugh. You would not believe the amount of times where I've been like, oh, I wish I had this
Well,
obscure
you want to hear
cable.
something?
Oh, hang on.
Gavin?
Oh, hang on. Here's
Gavin?
one.
Uh-oh.
Gavin?
Yeah?
I threw away all my cables a few weeks ago. Got
What
rid
do you
of
mean?
all of them. I
You
had,
threw them away. That's such a waste. Surely you'll need one.
but I don't because they're in a box, and I've never went into the box for the cable.
Oh, I always do.
I'm constantly going. My cable box is my most frequented box, probably.
Yeah.
Haven't
Constantly
opened
plugging
it
stuff in.
since I put cables in the last time I stored cables. Don't use it. Got rid of 90% of my cables. They're gone.
Did you like sell them or donate them or just chuck them?
I donated them. I don't know. Someone will buy cables.
The needy need all these cables. This is a Dreamcast plug.
I donated a bunch of old like tech stuff I had, and cables was one of it. And my logic was, I know for a fact that I'm getting rid of cables that are related to things I currently own. But if I need it badly, I'll discover it then, and I'll deal with that then. And so far, I've never had that issue. I haven't encountered it yet, and I don't think I will for a long time.
I think I have that issue maybe once a month. Where I
Once
go
a
for a
month.
right rummage and I'm like, oh, here's one. Sweet.
I guess maybe our tech, I don't know. It's different. What we're going for.
Yeah?
I guess with what you do as well for work with the slow-mo stuff, you're probably utilizing a lot more different devices than I am in my
That's
rotation.
fair.
We're so deep in this conversation, and Andrew is just for the first time realizing that their needs are not one-to-one.
I'm just articulating why, yeah. I'm not
articulating. You don't need any specific line of work to have the company you work for just give you a backup drive.
That's fair. I just don't think I'll use. Well, I mean, I do it for you. I do it for you. I'll drag my files every once in a while, throw them in a drive, and then go, we're never going to use this.
Every once
got it.
in a while.
I've never understood. It's like buying a fire extinguisher and being like, nah, I don't see myself using it. I've not used it yet. I'm not going to use this.
Yeah, but the difference between you and I is that you own 17 fire extinguishers. That's my point.
Good to have different fire extinguishers for different types of fire, in my opinion. You know, while we're arguing,
Not arguing.
I want to steer the argument
definitely
slightly away
arguing.
from you.
We're arguing? I didn't know we were arguing.
Definitely arguing.
After the last episode that came out, which
Oh,
was
Christ.
the one before this one, right?
That's
Okay.
how that works.
worm. It was the one before the last one. We were arguing about worms, and
I heard about
a
worms.
lot-
Yeah.
A lot of the audience, I was surprised, sided with me.
They sure did. Yeah, I saw
There are
that.
some people. There are some people who didn't. I've got an example right here. We can blur out the name, but I just want to
Okay.
address this comment. It says,
Okay.
"This is on YouTube." It says, "I'm on Andrew's side. Most games don't have an arbitrary number of players, like 6, so it's natural to assume 4 is the max. I didn't know 4 wasn't the max either. Having the knowledge, Gavin should have thought to point it out sooner. Like, why aren't we all playing?" I did! That's exactly what happened! I was in the first one. We didn't need 6 people. We just needed 4.
Okay.
Then I wasn't in any more worms. The next one I was in, I said, hey, why aren't we all playing? So if
Hey, Gav. Gav, can
Let's
I just
breathe
say,
for a second.
before we go any further, can I just say, I really think you got to move on, man. You got to
right.
this is so far in the past.
That's fair.
Before we move on, because you're right. I saw a lot of
You
people.
bring it up every episode.
You know, he's right. A lot of people were on his side, and there are a lot of people's. You know, I
Well,
made.
Take your victory lap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but we're not done with the victory lap yet. We haven't established that.
He did what? You going to be a sore winner? I don't get it.
No, I'm saying what I'm trying to get to the point of there were a lot of people that said that it is my responsibility, even though Gavin brought this up and keeps bringing it up, that it was my responsibility to prove him wrong. And so what's the issue? So I want to see if I can, is the whole thing that there wasn't a worms experience prior to that in which we were all there and one of us sat out? Is that what you're saying?
Was there? I don't think so.
Well, am I looking for that? Is that the whole point?
Yeah.
Is that the conflict that you're yelling about? Okay, I have a
I
clip.
think so.
I have a clip.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, go for
You
it.
you just shouldn't have brought it up. Maybe. Wait, hang on.
are you
Hang
talking
on.
about? This is great.
I might be jumping the gun here. I might be on the wrong side of history here.
I'm
Hang
going to
on.
say I tried to engineer an out for Gavin 3 minutes ago.
I'm going
I
to put a
appreciate
link to a video in the chat. 5950. Our first video
Party
Oh,
animals.
yes.
A
I knew
stream
it. I knew
in
it.
which the 5 of us were playing a variety of games. Party Animals was one because I thought, oh, maybe it was Party Animals I was thinking of because you were very opposed to AI being involved in Party Animals. So one of us
Yeah.
would sit out.
I stand
Okay,
by that.
I am sharing my screen. Ready? You said 5950?
Yep.
Okay, here it is from
This is pretty
5945. Here you go.
5950, isn't that a psychic?
Shut
rock?
up.
is unstoppable in this level. I thrive in the
Okay, so it ends. We finished Party Animals. We're all here, except
I'll
someone
swap
sitting out. I'll swap out, I say.
Play a different game.
Eric thinks we should play a different game.
Yeah.
Is it Verms?
All of us together, our first big day, we're streaming. So let's go to Worms. All of us.
Nope. This is an original Xbox.
He's
One.
loading in now.
4 of us.
Oh, the
Guys,
person
we're-
filming is on the.
Oh.
We're all here.
We're still about 498,000.
We are.
Gotcha.
short here.
He's got you.
All 5 of us.
I'm not in this video, but I'm like watching
You're
it.
here.
He's
Yeah.
watching it
That's fine.
because we didn't know that we could have more than 4.
Yep. Yep.
You got this, bud.
Yep.
You're the worms guy.
This is very interesting.
Yep. So do you want to wind that back a little bit?
Yeah, that's yeah, that's. I'm real I'm real flummoxed about this one.
I stand by
Wow.
the fact that we should have known, but there was absolutely opportunity for you to establish this prior to, and it is odd that you didn't in that moment be like, what is happening?
Oh.
Why is one of us sitting out? Why aren't we all playing?
So if you wrote that comment that I just yelled about, you're right. I apologize. Do you think it's because, although you can have 5 in party animals, can't you?
You can have 5, but we sat somebody out because you didn't want AI. So then we moved to Worms.
But why would AI?
Because it's. I don't think you can have 5. I think you can have 6. So we'd have to have like one
Yeah,
AI.
so
or
everyone
maybe
would
it's
have
4
to
and 8.
have AI.
So we'd have to have,
except
yeah.
one team. It would be 2 human players on a team, and then
We've done just 5 in that, haven't we?
We
No.
did much later when we asked
yeah.
Andrew,
Yeah,
aren't
yeah.
there
Oh,
other
we
ways
didn't
to
know.
play? And he was
Yeah.
like, "What do you mean?" And then we like
I
had
didn't know.
to. We had to like dig down and figure out the other game modes, much like
Yeah.
we had to dig down and find out that Worms was a 6-player game.
exactly.
Yeah, we didn't.
Sure.
Look,
But
I'll be
that
honest.
was a case of me not knowing. This is a case of you knowing and not vocalizing it for some reason.
every every year I would say my intelligence gets literally decimated. I don't know what I don't know what to do about it. I then like realize afterwards. I'm like, oh, what a stupid bastard for sitting through all that for no reason. Happens constantly.
Can I, since we're talking about depletion of intelligence,
Of course.
I want to ask a question. I'm just wondering. Geoff, are you okay with names, or what's been going on with you, dude?
Names?
I've been trying to hold it together, but my entire childhood, my grandmother called everybody by the wrong name. Like anytime my grandmother talked to me, she would go, Jake, Mike, Adam, Jeffrey, come here.
Yeah.
And
Real parent thing.
I think it's just in me, you know? When I hear myself do it, I hear her. And I think that maybe she's moved on now. And I think maybe I've taken the mantle of the Porky Pig of family name. And so I think it's just who I am, you know? And I think it's probably only going to get worse.
I haven't noticed it. Is this something
Oh,
happening
really?
outside
Did
of
you
the
not-
podcast?
Well, did you listen to it in what was it, a game we were playing the other day, or a podcast where you called every? It was the podcast we were talking about Mario Party and me being late, and then you used everyone's name before you got to yourself.
You got to
but
the
then
right
it happened, and then it happened like today when we were playing Repo, where it was like, man, are you okay? Like it's not a thing that I attribute to you, but in like the last, I would say, full week, it's a thing where I'm like, geez, Geoff, man, what is going on?
Well, I will say in the last full week, I've been recording and editing like a demon to get ready for this out of town trip. I think this is like my 7th or 8th recording already. And I was out of town for 2 days too, dealing with a trip, and still didn't miss a Mario recording. So I think I might just be at the end of my mental rope.
We should lay out all of our mental ropes.
Yeah, I think that totally makes sense.
Plus all the other business shit that's happening behind the scenes that we're not like talking about, you know, that has to get done. It's just been really insane last 2 weeks in specific. So I think maybe it's a combination of my grandmother's genetics and my just absolute mental exhaustion, and probably a little bit of my advanced age.
I think we're all feeling it in different ways. I'll expose myself for a real stupid moment that otherwise would have went unnoticed, where a few episodes ago, you were pitching store names with Nick, Geoff.
Yeah.
What were the store names? Do you remember them?
Yeah, it was the Nick and Cranny was the first
Nick
one.
and Cranny,
And then Nick Snacks was the secondary, like cheaper store. Yeah, more of like an impulse buy store. And then I had a third one that I didn't pitch to you guys, but I can't quite remember it, but it was something along the same
If
vein.
you go back and listen to that conversation, I GTA brained it. I wasn't playing GTA. I'm just saying it was the same thing with the hot dog fan. If you listen, there's a moment where I say Nick Snacks, and I think that I just came up with it, and I was very proud of it. And then I brought it up after the fact to my partner of like, oh, we're talking Nick's store names. I said Nick Snacks, and I think that's a very funny name for a Nick store. And then I was told a few days later, Geoff said it like 10 seconds before I did, and it just did not register at all. So I had several days of feeling real good about myself for saying a thing that you had already said.
It would be so interesting if when you stop recording and say it's like an hour and 10 minutes, it tells you how many minutes of that recording you were just buffering. Do you want to see some of my mental rope falling apart?
Yeah, of course
I had a look
do.
in my audio recording folder
Oh no.
just to upload today's Mario Party. I realized I called yesterday's part Mario Kart. I just called it Mario Kart 1027.
To be
I'm
honest,
losing it.
yeah, but like the fact that I see your file in there at all, like that's all I'm looking for, and I'm happy. I don't really care what you call it, as long as that file's in there.
Good enough. We'll take it.
I have a question relating to files, because I had I made a mistake in a recent Mario Party day where I backed out of the game and we had to redo a turn, very controversially. And the recording, Gavin's been very opposed. We typically tail sync. He's very adamant that we don't need to for our average, I'd say like 10-minute videos, which is fine. But that ended up being like 23 minutes because of my mistake. And I requested a tail sync at the end of it just because it was a technical difficulties thing. I'm curious, at what point are you happy with a tail sync? Just so I know. Like, because I didn't know, because I brought it up and I didn't want to annoy you by making you do it, but I genuinely don't know where the threshold is of what is the minimum recording time required for you to happily do a tail sync.
It's not always for it's not always for drift. If you miss if your recording stopped and you had to start it again, you don't have a first sync, so you need a tail sync.
I understand, but the reason you don't want to do it for an 8-minute thing is because there's no drift. You've been very adamant.
He just wants to know when drift starts.
So I'm curious when you are okay with a back tail sync occurring as a group.
Like, what's my threshold?
Yeah, because you said bad 8 minutes, 10 minutes, not enough. So I'm curious, where is that line? Just so I know. Because I don't want to inconvenience you. So I have a line. So if it's like, okay, it's less than this, I'm not even going to broach it. It's over this.
But you don't understand what you're syncing to.
Doesn't matter. Irrelevant. It's an irrelevant point that you're making.
It's not a concept just for us. It's like tail sticks on a film set.
No, the point is that there's a safeguard for people that put this together. That's not my job, but my job is to help enforce that safeguard. And you're opposed to it.
Here's the thing,
understandably so. I'm not saying you're wrong. Like, once I knew that this is going to turn into like a heated thing with you. I'm not attacking you. I want it to be clear. I just don't know where is the line for, like, just so I know. Because when I brought up doing the tail sync at 23 minutes, I was like, I don't want to annoy Gavin, but this is twice as long. Is this acceptable in his eyes?
I mean, I've never noticed any perceivable drift like under 40 minutes.
Okay, so 40 minutes is the line.
But I mean, people don't always drift from each other.
They don't, but there's a safeguard in case they do, is the point.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Most of the time, you're safeguard. It'd be like if we were in a haunted house. You've got like a shield, but instead of standing in front of us and protecting us from the dragon, you're standing in front of a bowl of fruit. Wait, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't.
You're safeguarding us from
dragon in a haunted house.
No, a castle or something.
Do you think that's what is in a haunted house? What are you talking about?
Is this because we played Repo earlier?
Yeah, I've got Repo on the mind.
Is a dragon in the haunted house? Dragon isn't a ghost.
It's like you're standing there with the fire extinguisher, but we're all freezing cold.
Okay.
I think you're making a point.
He's making a point, but it's irrelevant to what I'm saying.
You're protecting us from something that hasn't occurred.
Yes, but I'm saying the point of my question was I'm trying to figure out when you think it could.
I don't know, 40 minutes?
Okay, that's all I wanted. That's all I was asking.
That was a long way around 40 minutes. God damn.
All I was
Also,
curious about.
I've edited videos for 10 years without tail syncs. If it drifts, you just chop it somewhere in the middle, slide it over a bit. You'll be all right.
So Gavin is against tail syncs in general unless somebody drops a recording.
No, I love them.
Okay.
I don't agree with
I love them when
that.
they're
It
necessary.
sounds like he's arguing against them.
Yeah.
We used to not do any kind of sync at all.
That's true.
Remember that? Like early Minecraft, we'd all just start recording and start talking.
Well,
God.
we were inventing the medium, you know. We hadn't figured out all the rules quite yet.
I used to do it in Minecraft. Like if someone opened a door, I would find the door sound on everyone's footage and I'd sync it like that.
God damn, we were
Insane.
stupid. I'd love to see what the video was that we first sunk, you know?
I think it was episode 3,
Oh,
maybe Achievement C.
okay. All right, there you go.
Wow.
So we've been at this for like a year, just doing this on our own, and you have to relearn how to do so much of it and everything. It's really overwhelming. It's really hard to do. You have new tasks every day, but the right tool for the right job is the best way to get things done. And for so many businesses, for millions of businesses, that right tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the US, we use it. When you buy stuff from us, we are using Shopify. So is Heinz. So is Death Wish Coffee. So is Magic Spoon and so many other people. Getting started with your own studio is easy. With hundreds of ready-to-use templates, Shopify helps you build a beautiful store online. You can accelerate your own content creation. You can get the word out with marketing with Shopify. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns, blah, blah, blah. All of the boring stuff that when you're running a business, you're like, how do I manage this? What do I do? What do I do? Shopify is there to help you. Again, it's what we use. It's what we lean on. It's what helps us do what we do. So that way, when you go buy stuff from us to support us, we get it to you quickly. It's a whole simpatico system. You know what I mean? And that's what's really good about Shopify and why I love it. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/face. Go to shopify.com/face, shopify.com/face. Make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. I like the roasted garlic chicken. Factor makes it easy, and I appreciate what they're laying out here. Check out today's sponsor, Factor. Head over to factormeals.com/regulation50off and use code regulation50off to get 50% off your first box plus shipping. Get outside instead of prepping and cooking indoors. You know, you're spending all this time in the kitchen. Spend less time there and more time eating these delicious Factor meals with 45 weekly menu options. You can pick gourmet meals that fit your goals. You can choose Calorie Smart, which I did, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. I really like the juices and the additions that you can make every time you put in another order with Factor. It's really easy. It's simple, on the go for you. And you can get started at factormeals.com/regulation50off and use code regulation50off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code regulation50off at factormeals.com/regulation50off for 50% off plus free shipping. Thanks, Factor.
So I have 3 things. I want to give you guys the opportunity to pick. I have a game that I've created for you that I think you will absolutely hate. I have a dark mystery that has unfolded in my life. And I have a very fun, this is kind of like at the end of Ridiculousness when he gives them the prompt, which, you know, you get 2 prompts and you like pick which one you get and then you watch the clip. Of course, in that case, it's usually the same clip. They just give you 2 prompts that work for the same clip. So it's the illusion of choice. This is actual choice. The third idea is a fun little word game I came up with, movie game I came up with at the airport when I was waiting on American Airlines to get their shit together for 4 hours the other day. So there you go. Dark mystery, game you'll hate, fun little mall word game. I figure we'll get to them all eventually, but just fucking, which one are we going to do today?
Should we all post our votes in the chat at the same time?
Okay.
Just type the number.
Okay.
All right. So let's go. For a point of clarity, the number, let's order this. All right.
Yep.
So the first will be game you hate.
Okay.
That's number 1.
Okay.
Dark mystery is number 2.
Okay.
Number 3 is fun movie word game.
Okay. Here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ooh, 2, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah. Dark mystery time.
Mystery.
I just want to make sure we get the mystery because we're gonna get a game no matter what it sounds like. Sounds like we're gonna get at least 2 of these.
Yeah, I'm with Andrew. I really want to know what the dark mystery is.
Oh,
How graphic
Oh God.
visually
Can I
can I
revote?
be if I sent you guys a photo? This photo probably will not make it on air.
Oh Jesus.
Oh, God,
Well,
I'm
maybe on
nervous now.
YouTube.
What
Yeah.
how dark is this mystery, dude?
It's pretty gross.
Did you find a dead body?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I
What?
did. I have stumbled upon a serial killer that lives in my yard. Sometime last fall, next to my trash can, I want to say like maybe October, November, there was a bird, a big bird, that had been just ripped to shreds, right? And I thought like, oh, that's hideous. What could have got it? It's so gross. And I had to like grab it before Albert could get to it. And I didn't think anything of it. I threw, disposed of it and went about my life. Completely forgot about the incident. And then about 2 months ago, I found a bird in the same spot beheaded.
Whoa.
And there was no
God.
head.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
just the bird's body and no head. Then 1 month ago, in the exact same spot, I found just a dead little bird. It didn't have any signs of mauling or anything. So I thought, oh, okay. So yesterday I left to go to the post office for a bit. And you know how like when you walk outside, sometimes you're hit with the stench of death?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, it was overpowering. And so I thought maybe there's like a rat in a rat trap or something. I don't know. So I thought I should investigate. And on the other side of my house, in the exact same spot, but on the other side of my house, like my house has two like runways that run along the side. It's like a thin yard, you know?
Uh-huh.
On the other side, I found a photo. Well, I didn't find the photo. I took a photo and I'll send it to you. Things have accelerated.
Oh,
my
Something
God.
took a squirrel and ripped it in half
This
in
is
my
crazy.
yard.
Oh, you should
And then
delete that
just
photo now.
shredded it.
Oh my God.
There is a serial killer that lives in my tiny little yard. And I think now it knows that I know.
that's 2 squirrels.
Yeah, it's 2. Yeah.
No, it's actually the squirrel ripped in half, I think.
But it has
because I
2
had to
back
dispose of it.
legs
It is.
and a
Yeah.
back leg on the other one.
Yeah.
It's 2
Okay,
squirrels.
Yeah.
that's a squirrel
Those
and a
are-
half then.
Yeah, it is a squirrel
That
and
is
a
a
half.
squirrel and a half.
That's a squirrel
Yeah.
and a half.
I would
Can
say
you
it's like
do me-
3/4 of a squirrel
Yeah,
and half
can
a
you do
squirrel.
me a favor and delete the photo of the 1.5 squirrels, please? Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. It's a hideous photo for sure. That's my dark mystery, is that I am now aware that there is something that is hunting animals and not just killing them for nourishment, I assume, but as some sort of an expression of anger and mental illness.
Do you need to borrow a security camera?
You know what? That's the next step. I need to set up security cameras in those 2 spots.
We got to see what's going on.
Yeah, we should do that.
Do you need to borrow a pellet gun? Like, what the fuck, dude? This is crazy.
I don't know. And so another thing is I thought like, Emily and I were talking about it and I thought, well, maybe it's a raccoon or something, but I don't know that a raccoon could rip something up like that. And I don't know that it would leave that much behind. So it's probably a bird, like an owl or some kind of bird of prey. But we have one of those haiku boxes that records every bird that comes within, 10 feet of our yard or whatever. And there's been nothing on the recording. So there have been no birds that could do this kind of damage. So I really don't know. And there's no cats, by the way. There's no like yard cats around us. We were talking about that and I realized I don't think I've seen a cat in my neighborhood yet. So I really don't know what it is.
How did it get? Firstly, it got 2 squirrels and put them in the same place.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's real weird.
It is weird, right?
Pack a squirrel, maybe? The squirrels go in packs?
I don't know if you can tell, but next to one of those squirrels, well, it's gone now, but there was a bunch of dryer lint. So I think they must have found the squirrel in its nest and like ripped them out of,
Jesus.
like including the fabric of its nest, wherever that was.
I think we as a show should send Geoff a child detective set and then get an update once he receives it and he can do a thorough investigation. Figure
That's
out
pretty
everything
good.
he needs.
Jeff, you can be Encyclopedia Brown.
I can be Encyclopedia. Well, I would like to solve this outside of the library, but I think that the cameras and maybe some sort of junior detective kit, we could get to the bottom of this. But I'm real disturbed now because things seem to be accelerating.
Did I ever show you when my bin filled up with water?
Yes. It suffocated something, right?
Yeah,
Something drowned in it?
Yeah. It was a raccoon or something, or a possum.
Yeah, I don't think you showed it, but I remember hearing about this. Oh God, I know.
Oh,
I
God.
see the preview
Oh.
image. I'm good.
God,
I'm good.
what is that?
I don't know.
Are you sure that's an animal?
I just walked out and I smelt death.
Oh my God, Gavin!
Oh.
You might want to call APD. that looks like a crime. I thought that's way worse than what I showed you. Oh my
Man.
God!
Check your water filter.
Delete that. Check your ass
Your
filter.
water filter.
Yeah, at some point that bin became because I lost the lid at some point, and it became so filled with water that I couldn't move it anymore. And I thought I should really kick that over at some point because the water's in it. Next time I came out, smelt death, and there was a rotten animal in it.
Dude. You know that's just a mosquito breeding ground.
Oh,
Open
there were-
water like that.
There were
Okay.
thousands of them. It was rough.
Oh,
Throw a dunk in there or something.
yeah,
Ugh.
dude.
It's funny you forget your lid and the consequences that animal goes
know.
through, whatever that experienced.
Yeah, and I wonder where
Crazy.
it can get out because it's just a bin. You think it could just reach up, but I guess not.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then it looked like something ate it.
Well, I think it just got bloated and split open. But I mean, it makes me wonder if it fell in when it was much more shallow. It died, and then the rain lifted it closer to the surface.
Oh God, dude.
What a combo.
Yeah. Be careful of your bins.
I don't know, Geoff. I don't know what. I have no answers to your mystery at this current time.
Well, we can try I'm discovering and putting the pieces together in real time, and so this is all very fresh and new to me. Even though this has been something that's going on technically since last October, I didn't realize that there was a pattern until yesterday, and so yeah, I'm really interested in the idea of setting up some webcams and seeing if we can figure it out, because while I think it's probably just an owl or some bird that's doing it very quietly and avoiding my haiku box bird detection, like maybe it's like, who knows? Maybe it's like an owl that was in some sort of an owl gang and suffered maybe its larynx got cut or something, and so it can't make owl noises anymore, and it's got like a cool owl scar, so it's like a silent killer. But I am a little worried that it might be some sort of a satanic small animal ring that's doing blood sacrifices in my yard. So if it's like maybe like a couple of possums and my neighbor has chickens, like who knows what it could be.
Oh, the chickens.
It's definitely not the chickens, but they could be a part of.
Absolutely, that's what I mean.
They could be a part of some sort of a dark ritual.
For sure.
Perhaps.
I think they're just being left there. I don't think that's where the murders are happening.
That's what I was wondering too, because there's a lack of gore.
There's not
On the
a lot
crime
of gore,
scene.
although it has been raining a lot. It could have washed the gore out.
That's a good point.
That's an excellent point, is that they could be being brought there. And I am missing half a squirrel, about a third of that other squirrel, and then the head for that one bird are just gone. So maybe they're at the site of attack, or who knows? God knows. But I'm just hoping it doesn't escalate any further. And I'm going to keep you guys updated, and maybe we'll work out some sort of a camera situation and the junior detective kit.
This is a weird thing where I'm processing. I don't actually think I want you to solve this because I don't want that footage. Whatever is occurring, I don't think I need to see that.
Yeah, but it's not going to, on a night vision camera, it's not going to be as gruesome as the picture.
Also, you don't think that if you saw a raccoon and a possum and an owl in a circle in robes performing some dark incantation on a helpless squirrel, you're going to want to see that.
No, I'm going to want to see it. They got little robes on. I want to see that.
Or what if it's just a guy pulling up in a car? He opens his window and dumps out a bucket of animal bits.
Now, Gavin's my number one suspect. That was an insane thing to say.
I'm saying, I think it's
what
worth
if it
investigating.
happens to be a British individual living in Texas currently that swings on by?
This is Gavin's cucumbers.
I think he might be leading this investigation. I think he's dropping clues.
No, I don't even kill bugs in that.
Right. You just let your buckets do your dirty work, and then you deal with the
Buckets
aftermath.
are the true killers.
That is. You just don't want the bodies on your property. You're not killing them. You're just moving the bodies that have died on your property to Geoff's.
I also, we have that serial killer that's killing people around Town Lake. What if what if the heat is on and they got to aim lower?
Oh, man, they're on to me. I've been killing too many tech bros and dumping them over the bridge. I better cut a squirrel in half, keep one half, and dump the other full squirrel in this guy's yard.
Also, what if the other parts to those animals are being dumped in one of my neighbor's yards and they're having a similar discovery right now? I
don't want to be overly morbid, but I feel like the transition is similar from going to Coke to Diet Coke. Like maybe they're trying to experience the same thing, but on a lesser
I
level.
Get it. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Serial killer zero. Yeah.
So yeah, like the squirrels are Diet Coke for serial killers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like they've been consuming too much Coke, and now.
And these are like, I got to be honest. Each one of these ideas is just as plausible as the next to me. And I feel like we're just scratching the surface. That's why I want to get to the bottom of it, because I got to know, is it the Rainy Street Ripper? Is it an owl? Is it just like a murderous owl that had its throat slit in a gang fight? Or is it a dark satanic small animal cult? Like it could be any of a myriad of things.
Could be. If you start getting zodiac letters, but with creepers in the letters, Gavin theory once again. One more Gavin. I think we can't rule Gavin out.
It's not.
Interesting. Interesting.
That's exactly what someone who it was would say.
Of course you'd say it wasn't you.
Yeah.
Geoff, are you aware that the audience has a clip?
Yeah. What do they have a clip of? Oh, do they have a clip of me saying collab as if that's some sort of a smoking gun? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know why I hate the word collab? Because I found myself saying it so much, and I fucking hearing myself saying it made me hate it. All they're doing is showing me a video of the day I decided never to say the word again.
Interesting.
Fantastic. Well, that's a good point.
I thought that was so strange that they thought that was some sort of a like, haha, we got you. You used to say it. Yeah, I used to drink a lot too. I don't anymore. People stop doing things.
Or
You're cold turkey on both.
or they keep doing it, but instead it's squirrels now.
Half a squirrel for every collab.
Anyway, I thought that clip was useless because all it did was be like, yeah, I can hear myself being annoyed with myself in the clip. Like, it should be pretty clear I don't like saying the word while I'm saying it.
I do like the idea of the audience bringing clips, though. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, I do.
No,
I really like.
I think it's great too.
Have serial killers ever collabed? Has there ever been a known serial killing collab?
Isn't that like most of the Silence of the Lambs sequels?
Shipman X West.
I mean, in real life.
Oh,
Like, I don't know. Name a famous serial killer, like discover. I'm describing what it sounds like a Dexter season, essentially.
yeah.
It's the Trinity Killer all over.
If it happened, it was successful, and you don't get to know about it.
I guess, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Also, I think serial killers have really slowed down because of technology. You know, serial killers were really prominent in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s when it was harder to catch them.
Yeah.
Fucking cameras. They
ruin everything.
They ruin everything.
The surveillance state or whatever complaint, like, that's the positive? We reduce serial killers?
I mean, I would think so.
I wonder statistically, or is it just more muddled now?
I think it's a lot harder to get away with that stuff, especially with DNA evidence and technology. But also, I think the real thing is that there were probably a lot more serial killers back in the day that people didn't know about because information wasn't shared as readily and as easily. It was harder to connect dots.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder how many people with no friends or family were just disappeared and no one even noticed.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that with modern tech, there's not more technology-based killings. Like, you just don't hear a lot about like a drone with a knife on it or anything.
Ignore whatever I was going to say. Let's go down this road. A drone with a knife on it, huh?
It's really weird that you don't hear more about a drone with a knife that targets trees with squirrels in it.
It would just be so jarring to get stabbed in the back with a drone. Just swoop down out of nowhere.
Walking down the street and you hear then all of a sudden, what the hell?
I'm imagining that clip that Drake posted to promote that gambling thing of the drone, like pretending he's trying to destroy the drone that's filming him in his apartment.
yeah.
But if there's a knife on it, that is such a better clip. Just a knife drone flying by.
I mean, we did it with Roombas, Geoff. Do you think
Yes,
maybe
we
we
did.
should put balloons and knives on drones and see what we can do?
I think it's a great idea, and I think
It's
that's
a
our
terrible
next,
idea.
That's our next live action video. We need two
Why
drones.
are there balloons?
That's the target. That's the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
stab
trying to
it.
pop each other's
I thought-
balloon.
We made a video
Okay, I understand. I thought they were trying to help.
years ago
Yeah,
with
got
Roombas
it.
and balloons, and it did very well. Yeah, I think drones are well, I mean, the nice thing about the Roombas was it was random, right? Because the Roombas have a mind of
Yeah.
their own. But I would like
skill based.
I would like a skill-based knife fight with you, yes. Yeah, there you go.
I guess the area would be too wide. I was going to say, is there not like an AI drone type thing where it's like autopilot? We'll steer for you, but I guess they'd probably actively avoid each other. You'd never get.
Yeah, you can have
caught.
them like follow you and stuff, but I don't think you would want the knife on when it's doing that.
That's very fair.
Could we put like GoPros on the drones?
Yeah. Here's what we
So
do,
you
right?
can get like a real first. Okay, okay, go for it.
We'll do it just like Mario Kart 64 battle mode. Three balloons, 4 players, GoPros on them.
I love it.
Perfect.
All indoors.
What?
Has to be indoors.
What? All indoors?
We can do it indoors.
You could do it in
For
like
legal purposes.
a kitchen or something.
Yeah.
A kitchen?
Here's what we'll do. We'll get an office, and then we'll do it in our new office.
No. We can't because it's so close to us. Drones with knives feel like something's going to.
What if
the
we
disaster?
play-
The knife goes in. No, the
hold
knife
on.
goes in a rotor.
I have a solution. I have a solution, Eric. Don't worry.
We'll go outside.
What if we're outside looking through the windows
Yeah.
This is
and operating the drones remotely?
You imagine people walking by wondering why 4 dudes are crouched looking into a building and be like, there's drones and knives in there. It'd be an absolute racket.
I think we have to do this. All right, hold on. I gotta put this on the. We're gonna drop this. I gotta put it on the sheet.
I think you guys could get together when Gavin needs to shave and just stand outside and look
Oh
through
my
a
God.
window and make some drones.
This is going to be expensive. I've never owned a drone, but I think they're pricey.
No, it can't be pricey. They have to be junk drones.
Yeah, but can a junk drone lift a knife?
A small one, sure. We don't need a katana on these drones.
I think it's got to be scary, though. It's got to be like a big
Kitchen
big
knife.
honker of a knife.
I see. I think it could go either way. I think it could either be incredibly small and ridiculous.
Oh, what if you draw for knives and there's different sizes?
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, I like this.
You could
I like
potentially
this a lot.
pick the biggest knife, but you might have like a front heavy problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really like the idea of that. It's possible to have a badass knife that the drone just cannot lift, that you get no air off of, that
Just
you're
like
just a sitting duck.
Dragging along the ground. I think
All right,
this.
I'm writing that down too. We draw for knives.
Yeah, I think this is a good idea, right?
Yeah, this is a great idea. And we addressed Eric's safety concerns.
Yeah, we'll be outside.
Fine.
This is not addressing my safety concerns whatsoever.
Why not?
We're set.
What could we do to help you out?
I don't foresee. We need to be. If we're gonna do it indoors, we need a big location, like a big hangar or like a warehouse or something, so we can be at a distance watching this. A rotor is gonna get hit with a knife, and this thing's gonna spin, and it's gonna gore the slow-mo guy. And it's
Yeah, but
not.
we're
This is
outside.
just not
but
good.
He's outside looking through a window.
I don't trust. I
How
don't
about
trust
this?
that at
How about
all.
this? What if we have him wear goggles and a neck gaiter
What?
to protect his neck so it can't be
Yeah, he's
gored?
got it. Yeah.
Nick knows.
Yeah.
Neck gator.
Yeah, you know. what
Why
a
would
neck
that
gaiter
protect
is.
his neck?
It's fabric. Better than the knife's gonna have to puncture that before it gets to him.
Yeah.
We can put we can beef it up. We can put stuff in there.
Are we going to go FPV or are we just going to be flying based on sight through the window?
I don't know. I guess it depends on the drone we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll have to investigate because we want to make sure Eric is on board by addressing all of his safety concerns to his satisfaction while also addressing all of our danger and fun concerns, which require us to do it indoors in a small office.
Will this be our first regulation risk assessment?
Oh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, that is it.
I assess it as very dangerous.
All right. Noted.
I'm imagining all of the drone shot scenes in Ambulance and how terrifying it would be if there's a knife on that thing. Like, that's just a horror movie. at that
Imagine
point.
just someone putting a knife on all that footage. It'd be so funny.
That's a brilliant idea, Gavin.
Yeah, I love it. Well done.
I'm
Really
excited.
made up for your earlier bullshit.
What was the bullshit? Oh, because I was super wrong. No, that's fair.
I just it's completely irrelevant, but I'm watching. I have a prop auction up on the side for movies, and this is currently what's up for bid. And I just want to share really quickly. It is a Demolition Man Planet Hollywood collection, cryogenically frozen John Spartan Sylvester Stallone figure.
What?
How much is that going for?
Currently 10,000 was the last bid I saw.
Oh my God.
I think it
I
sold
want
for
that
10,000.
so bad.
It
Oh my
looks so
God.
bad. It is like a life-sized Sylvester Stallone in a very unflattering pose.
The
with a
least flattering
face-
pose.
A face that looks like an impersonator.
I think in the movie it has bollocks, doesn't it?
Well, I think that black thing. I think is cover is like Photoshop. I think it's.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a naked thing because you see it through the tank.
Oh, you think it's got a dick?
I think it does. I think I've seen that
man.
penis.
Why else are you buying it if not for like
just-
Sylvester Stallone yesterday?
I would. Oh man! Imagine being in person at an auction, seeing the guy who's bidding for that. It's like
Yeah.
10,000.
I want it.
You look, dude, you
Gotta have it. The next item up for sale is a Departed sign. Like, it's just so funny to me to go from the Stallone naked dick hanging out Frozen thing to, oh, here's just an autograph of the cast of The Departed. Bunch of photos put together. Just the biggest transition.
Are you excited about your item later?
I'm very excited for us. Watch.
I made a joke
Keep
in the
my
chat
eyes
that it was too much for the podcast. Thank you, Eric.
This whole podcast has been too much for the podcast. This has been one that's like way in one direction.
Maybe I should do the game you guys are going to hate then. Just really
let's do it.
send it over the edge.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, we should. But I'm just imagining Stallone somehow learning about what you said as a comment, Geoff, and being outraged about it and making a statement.
He would be very
It'd be
upset
so
about
funny.
it.
Oh, he'd be so upset.
Oh, yeah, he wouldn't be happy.
He would not like it.
Okay, I wanted to come up with a theme song and stuff, but then I realized I don't know how to do that. But this is a game show I created. This is a game show I created for you guys months ago that I've been holding on to for just the right moment. And since this is an already gross episode, and I know that this is going to go very badly, and I'll be interested to see if we get through the game. I think that would be a personal win for me, but I suspect that it'll be one of those things where the audience turns on me and everybody's mad at me for a little while.
Okay.
Can you attempt a theme song?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Here we go. It's a fart. No, it's not.
Oh,
Is it
no.
wet? Is
We
it
talked
hot?
about this.
It's everybody's
We've
favorite
talked
game.
about
No,
this.
I
I
don't
don't
want to do
wanna do
this. It's something
this.
else. What's up? That's our song.
This has been pitched.
Oh no!
Yeah, this isn't
a
our
new
favorite game. This is, we haven't played it yet, so it's new. Is it a fart? Or is it something else? Now, here's how it works. I'm going to play a clip for you guys, and you have the easiest job in the world. All you have to do is listen to the clip, and then you just have to make the determination. That's a fart, or it's not. It's something else. And something else could be anything. It could be an Oldsmobile backfiring. It could be a squeaky wheel
But it's
on
not
a
going to
laundry
be.
hamper.
It's
It
not
could
going to
be
be.
somebody banging a nail with a hammer. It could be your grandmother
It's
saying,
never
I
going
love
to be.
you. It could be anything in the world other than a fart. You just have to tell me. You don't have to tell me what it is. You don't have to get that right. You don't even have to try. You just have to say, no, that's not a fart.
So
Okay.
the answer will be A, a fart, or B, something else, and we can
Yeah,
post our
A,
answer.
a fart, or B, something else.
Okay.
You guys want to try?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll just play it off my phone. All right, this is the first one. All right, you just have to tell me, is it a fart or something else?
Oh my god!
Now, was that a fart or was it something else?
You need
Come
to
on.
like you need like a lifestyle change, I think.
Something else.
Oh,
Something
God.
else. Does everybody want to weigh in?
If it's not
Nick
a
said
fart,
B. Nick said B.
it was
Okay.
more.
That was full blown poo.
Yes.
Okay. We're not saying what it was. We're just determining. Gavin, I think you're the only one who hasn't answered. B. Okay, Gavin says B. That is correct. That was not a fart. That was something else. Do you guys want to hear another one?
No.
Not really.
Oh god!
Well, we got to do at least
feeling-
one more. You can't just do a game of one. Let's see. All right, if you guys get it, how about this? If you guys nail this one, you win.
All right.
All
What do we
let's
win?
Try, you don't have to play anymore.
Oh, great. Okay.
Let's try. Ooh, some of these are so long.
Fingers crossed for the Oldsmobile.
Could be an Oldsmobile. That's correct. You never know. You never know. Let's try. Let's try this one. La 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 la.
Oh, for God's sake, this
Something
sucks.
else?
This is the worst game in the world.
B.
Yeah, it's definitely B.
B.
Everybody beats B. Correct. That was something else. If you guys want to keep playing,
recording
I've
me.
got
Nobody wants to-
six
no.
or seven more
No.
prompts that
No,
I've
no.
prepared.
Nobody wants no.
Why have you done this?
For this
So
reason.
that I could play the game fart or something else. Is it a fart or is it not? Is it wet or is it hot? Is it a fart or is it
There we
something
go.
else?
There you go.
It's always something else.
It's always
And it's always the same
the
else.
problem. Yeah, the problem is
Well,
that really
we-
the game
they
is just called shit.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to a fart because you guys maybe cut the game down early, but we might have at some point.
I'll take
We
it.
might have at
It could
some
have been.
point.
You could have heard something like this.
No.
No, okay, all right.
What?
I was gonna
What?
play a fart.
I mean, should we hear a third just to make sure we
No.
give it a fair
Oh,
chance?
why? Oh, fine, whatever. Do it.
You never know.
It could be a fart this time.
If it is a fart.
All right, let me see if I can find a good clip.
Oh.
Should we release a separate cut of this, like the
Oh, that's a good one.
palatable
that was a
addition,
fart.
and then
That was a
That
definite
was
fart.
a fart.
oh, okay.
Gavin,
yeah.
Gavin missed it.
It was A, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, it was-
That's all right. You guys got it. So, you see, there are farts in the mix. Like, it wasn't always going to be something else. There are definitely farts. I wasn't going to do that to you guys. What kind of a game show would that be? That would just be trickery. No,
You've gotten in the room at various streaming companies before. Like, you've pitched to Netflix and stuff, haven't you? Or like some other company?
every fucking network I have pitched to.
Can potentially get you back in the room. Like, Ramsey's back. He's got new ideas. I want you to go in there and actually pitch that and see how long you get to stay in the building.
Oh, dude, I would. Are you kidding? I fucking killed in my TLC pitch. They would love this.
Oh, how do we get you back in?
Get me back in the room at TLC or the Lifetime. They liked me. Netflix. Netflix is cool. This just feels like more of a Netflix idea. I don't know anybody at Hulu. I don't know. Hey, if you're a network executive and you're interested in potentially as a radical new game show, fart or something else, hit us up. Email me at eric@jeffsboss.com.
David Zaslav is frantically typing. We let him go?
Yeah.
You heard? You hear this gold? We released this?
All right. Well, thank you guys for playing America's favorite new game. Is it a fart or something else?
What a shit way to end the episode.
Hey!
Wait, literally. But.
No, something else.
You guys want a palate cleanser?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so worried.
I was killing time at the airport the other day because my flight got delayed 17 times, and I was bored to death. And what I tend to do, my idle mind, instead of like listening to podcasts or doing work, I always end up just like inventing games to occupy my time. And I played Sloppy Joe's Bingo at the airport for a while with the exact same prompts, and it's surprisingly a lot of it works. But even that, even Bingo gets boring if you're just playing by yourself, right? So I came up with a game that is it's more of an like a prompt, like a thought starter kind of game. But I had this idea: take a movie title and flip it, and create another movie out of the title that sounds totally different from the movie. I'll give you an example. Point Break flipped would be Break Point, a movie about a guy who's having a terrible day and he's at his breaking point and things just keep getting worse and can he hold it together, right? So it doesn't work for every movie, right? Because it doesn't change the meaning. Like Surf Ninjas backwards is just ninjas surf. That's not cool. But here are some that I think you'll find that are awesome. White Snow. It's a movie about a woman who's dealing cocaine internationally. White Snow instead of Snow White. Completely flips the game on that. The other ones I came up with, Gump Forest. Don't go into the Gump Forest. You may never come out. It's a horror movie.
Oh, look.
Wrath of the Grapes. Do not make eye contact with the grapes.
Oh, yeah,
They're
you don't
very
wanna mess with
angry.
them.
Dog Reservoir. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to go down there. Society Poets Dead. It's a movie about a serial killer who's targeting society poets, high society poets.
Father God.
Father God. There you
Story
go.
of Jesus.
Father God is a great one. The story of Jesus and his dad. And then the other one I had was The Giant Iron, which is a story about a community that needed a roadside attraction and they didn't have a claim to fame. So they built the world's largest iron, but then they didn't actually. There was one that they just weren't aware of that was even larger, and it all ended up in failure. It was a sad movie. And those are the ones that I was able to come up with when Summer, I Know What You Did Last. That's a great one, Nick.
Thank you.
We'll say a film that I personally thought was shit, not great action, was 3. Battle was not compelling. Ended very quickly.
It's pretty
I
good.
have to see that written as 003.
I saw a really cool science fiction movie about the ship that went out of control. It's called Struck Moon.
Hour Rush.
It's surprisingly hard to come up with them.
Bull raging. It's just a pissed off bull, and he's got a
Ooh.
score to settle.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like
The
that.
golden man with the gun.
You're just reworking titles, though, Nick. That's not.
Nick's having
not
fun.
exactly.
But he's
Yeah.
a gold man and he has a gun.
You got to do
Yeah.
it backwards, though.
Nick's just having a good time.
Nick's just
Oh, it's not backwards. Yeah,
He's
whatever.
glad to be
shifting
here.
it around.
Vendetta for V.
Poppins Mary. It's a breakdancing woman in the 1980s.
Ooh, aircon.
About air conditioning.
No, you're running an elaborate con in an airplane.
Oh, okay.
Bud Air.
Yeah.
It's about this new strain of weed that's released into the into the oxygenation system, and everybody gets high. Oh no! It's about the Bud Air. It's a docudrama about the nation's first weed-based airplane service.
Oh, like a soul plane type thing, maybe. Like
Yeah, like Soul Plane, but it's kind of like weed tourism. So you get on and you get high while you get high. It's a whole thing.
Barrel smoking 2 and stock lock.
Anyway, I just throw that out there for you guys if you ever get bored. It's a good way to entertain yourself for about 12 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, trying to come up 2-word movie titles, just trying to think of a bunch of 2-word movie titles is like tough.
It is. It is. I just read. I eventually I gave up and just went down lists of best movies for a while. Eyes Snake. That's a good one.
Hustle American. Just an American guy who just can't stop. He's just going. He's running across the country.
What's great about so many of these is I read them as Yoda.
No, that's pretty good.
Ice Snake feels like a Yoda thing. Sea Blue Deep.
Yeah, that's a shockingly fun game.
Yeah, I like it.
Well, thank American Express. Thank American Airlines.
Express.
Thanks, American Express.
Thank Airlines
Thank
America.
you. I'll have a little movie thing for the next episode that I'm excited to share. Question for you guys.
Very.
I stumbled onto something.
Well, let's end this podcast so that we can wait a week and then find out.
And if you're listening to the clean version, this is probably about 40 minutes long.
Oh, God.
This one got a little out of control.
We'll get it back.
Yeah, we'll be back. We'll bounce back.
I wouldn't count on it, but we'll see.
We'll bounce back. Unlike the small dead animals in my yard. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to tell somebody you know about this podcast. Maybe not this episode, but an episode. And as always, we love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Gavin, should we tail sync?
So it's more than 40 minutes.
I'm just checking.